Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning back in. Today, we've got a fun service call scheduled. We have a commercial forklift sales and repair place that is needing some service. They have two rooftop units. One is working and one is not. They called me Friday afternoon. I wasn't able to get out here till Monday. They said that would be fine. All the salespeople are hot, so they needed service quick, if all possible. And so, never been here before. I haven't had a clue what the issue is. They just said it's not working. So hopefully it's something simple, but if not, if it's something that needs a lot of repair, we're here for it. But hopefully it's something simple. But let's take the ride together and come on, let's do some work. One thing is, guys, the clouds are heavy today. They're heavy and gray. Now, one thing I do is I grab the tie that comes off the ladder rack, and I tied my ladder off. You can see I have a tie point here, just going around. Just I don't want the ladder falling if a gust of wind comes, and then have to call my mom for help. Now, guys, this one's operating. It sounds terrible, but it is operating. You can see the condensate, so I know it is operating. This one has no condensate, so we're going to start here. All right. Let's go. I think I hear the blower operating in here. All right. Yeah, the blower is definitely running. Unit's vibrating. Because that's how you tell how a blower's running, is if the unit's vibrating. All right. So we got a 3-phase here. Let's check. We have 214, 1 and 2, 215, 1 and 3, 2 and 3 is 214. Okay, we got power. All right, let's disconnect power. So I don't know if you guys know, but 3-phase compressors do not have capacitors to operate. They don't need the capacitor to operate. This is a gas furnace. So let's check. Well, I just turned power off, dadgummit. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump this unit out, call for cooling with my handy dandy jumper. Okay, so we've got a blower motor contactor, and we have a compressor contactor here. So before we jump it out, let's see if we're getting a call for cooling. Let's go to ground here, and we'll start here. So yes, we have a 23 volt call on the Y. All right, guys, so we have 24 volts to from our thermostat, signaling for the Y call or the compressor to come on. We've got 24 at the board, and then our 24 at the board is jumped out with a pressure switch here through the black wire. And so before I gauge up, I was going to check for leaks, and it looks like right here, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can definitely see all that oil, and you can see where it's been rubbing. Look, so if I can do this right here, right there, you can see that rub mark, and it is actively leaking. I can hear it. It's a low pressure or high pressure switch. No, it's probably low pressure switch. Look at that. Look at that, guys. It's leaking. I'm gonna get a video of it for service manager. So look at this, Justin. We have an active refrigerant leak. It's been rubbing, and it has popped a hole in the line. That sucks. I guess we're gonna have to be doing some repair work here. Yay! So guys, we got full approval for immediate repair. So we're gonna get started. This wasn't on my bucket list to do today, but oh well. Let's all right, now we need to get our refrigerants. All right, I've had the vacuum or the recovery going for probably 3 or 4 minutes. The pressure's coming down pretty nice. But I'm praying, hoping and praying at the same time that there's not another leak in the system, because I really don't want to have to send an additional estimate for further repairs, you know. So I hope this is it, you know, and then in the future they'll just keep using me to service the equipment, but sooner or later it's going to have to get changed. There's the tag. You can't hardly read anything on it. The serial number's worn out. Even the model number, you can barely make it out. I mean, I wouldn't know. I know it's a 6-ton, but other than that, it's hard to read. So we'll just have to service it until one day the repair estimate is more than what the system's worth, and hopefully we'll get both of these units. That'd be nice. But I'm gonna wait till this finishes, and then I'll take you along for the ride on the leak repair, the leak search and all that. So hey, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to keep making videos. I want to make good content. It's just like me. I hope some of you guys are just like me. When I like to chill out on the couch or whatever, hang out with the family, sometimes I like to just get on Facebook and watch an HVAC guy repair a system. It's just, that's what I do. It's who I am. I love it. I'm invested in it, and so I just love the HVAC ASMR, I guess you could say. I just love it, you know. Somebody walking through a repair. This is how you do it. This is what's wrong. You know, this is how we're going to fix it, and watch me fix it. I just like it. I just like it. So I'm hoping you guys are the same way. You know, just watching a everyday tech, owner, operator go about fixing a client's unit, you know. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe. That helps me out, and I really appreciate you guys. So anyways, I'll bring you back in when we start repairing it. All right, guys, I just got it welded up. I'm hoping that's the last or the only leak in the system. Let's do a brief pressure check. We're gonna go to 50 and stop. Just check it from there. If that holds, then we'll do a high pressure check. But I'm not putting all my nitrogen. This is my last bottle, unfortunately. But I'm not putting the entire bottle in just to have another leak. So we're sitting at 46.4, and that'll probably raise up a few degrees, a few psi, you know. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, So our pressure test held, and so that was a sigh of relief for me. I don't have to probe all over this package unit, this crusty old package unit. It's probably 20 years old. You know, who wants to do that? This is honestly, if you're going to leak repair, repairing a leak that's right here at the access, I mean, come on. You can't ask for anything easier than that. But it still requires all of the steps required. So yeah, we'll get this vacuum sucked down. Hopefully it won't take, you know, 3 minutes. We'll just do it old school. We'll kind of just let it go a little bit and say good enough, and we'll just you know, put refrigerant back in and cross our fingers. You know, it's job security, really, which I'm fine with. You know, I want to come back, you know, charge them again, right? So obviously, guys, I'm just joking. We're going to use a micron gauge and make sure that this system can get below 500 microns, if not 500, very close, and hold. We want it to hold at 500. If it doesn't hold, vacuum's no good. So let's see here. We're at high pressure. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. We'll see how long this takes. But other than that, folks, I think that's going to get this system up and at them. Now, I did something with these wire nuts. I don't know what happened. It's alright, I'll just wrap some electrical tape around it. It'll be fine. Whoop. Look at that. I got some wire nuts in my pocket. There we go. All right, our vacuum's already down to 3,000 microns. I knew it wouldn't take long. So what I'm gonna do is, once this gets below 1,000, I'm gonna take my nitrogen, my torch, and my recovery machine down and start my 30 trip descent. Seems like that's how many times I've climbed on this roof. But that's commercial work for you. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So we're gonna pull this nice and deep vacuum. We're gonna put the rest of the refrigerant that's in the tank in, and I'm guessing we're gonna need probably at least 4 pounds of refrigerant. That's what I'm guessing. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need that much. Maybe it needs more. I don't know. But I'll take all this down and I'll grab the refrigerant and get ready to charge this thing up. How about that? All right. So we're getting closer. We're at 5, 23, 22. We're slowly dropping. I tapped on this compressor to try to let any moisture or air or anything that's trapped in the oil, nitrogen trapped in the oil. Try to knock it loose, and it bumped up several hundred microns and then dropped back down. So I think we're slowly but surely drying this refrigerant circuit out. I know there's a lot of oil still left in here. You know, there might be some non-condensables stuck in here when I'm through. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try to get this down to below 400. And if it gets below 400, it should stay below 500 when I shut off the valve. So we'll see. I can't control it. I know there's no leaks, but I'm not gonna sit here all day. You know, I'm not gonna pull a 3-hour vacuum on this roof just for it to pull below, you know, 500 and stay behind 500. You know, if it pulls below 500 and then stays at 800, you know, I'm fine with that. You know, it's a 25-year-old system that's on its way out, and if it can get them through the summer, then that's what we're gonna do. You know, this isn't a 5-year-old system that we need to bring back to like new. You know, you do your best and then move on. I've got you know, 5 other places to be today, and I wasn't expecting to do this. But I mean, that's no excuse for not doing it right. I'm not excusing like bad performance and doing the customer a disservice, but you know, if the vacuum doesn't stay below 500, it's not the end of the world. So anyways, I was just giving you guys an update. It looks like we're just about to cross over 500 microns, so that's good news. And I'll give you an update here in just a few minutes. I just looked at the compressor because the nameplate has, basically you can't get any information off that, especially the model and serial number. The first part of the model number is worn away, and the serial number is like completely worn away, but the compressor is a 98L02 7507. So this is a 1998 compressor, which means this is a 1998 package unit. It's 2025. You do the math. So, you know, guys, to say I'm not worried about it in the least is exactly that. 27-year-old package unit, still operating, still cooling. This is the best TLC it's seen in years. But anyways, we're at 488. I'm gonna try to get it down below 400, cut it off, see what it rises to. I'm gonna put the refrigerant back in, fire it up, and we're gonna get up and out of here. Unit running, so we're gonna run in and check our supply and return temperatures. I'm not gonna talk because they're doing business in here and I don't want to disturb them. We're getting about 60. This is at the far end. And of course our filters are slammed. Okay, here's our thermostat. 74, set to 70. So that shows 68, whatever. All right. Supply temp of 54. So I just checked temperatures in each of the rooms, and each one of the big rooms has a return filter grill in the ceiling, and each one of the filters are slammed, like they haven't been changed in probably 2 years. Not blaming anybody, it just is what it is. You know, nobody thinks about changing a filter unless you're just one of those kind of homeowners, but especially in a commercial building. Boy, you're just coming to work, you know, doing your job and going home. You're not thinking about, you know, changing filters and all that. And so I advise them to get some new filters and replace those as soon as they can, because both of these units are the same age, 27 years old, and you want to protect these units to make them last as long as possible. And now we are condensating, which is good. We dropped a degree on the thermostat, so this unit is operating. We do have low suction pressure and temperature, but I'm blaming that on the filters. So, you know, our pressures aren't perfect, but it is cooling. It's working good. Amp draws are fine. I don't see any other things that we can do to help this system operate any better than what it already is. So I advise them to, maybe I just said this, I advise them to budget for a new system. One of the managers asked me roundabout what it would cost. I said middle teens to get 2 6-ton units replaced with a crane fee. You're probably gonna have some roof adapters, you know, some this and that, and it's gonna add up on each one. So who knows, the Lord may bless me and they just say, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. We want to bite the bullet. We want to get it done before all of our, you know, before they bite the dust and all the sales guys are, you know, cussing and fussing. Because here's the deal, like 6-ton commercial units most of the time are not just readily available for you to just go downtown and pick them up, right? You got to special order it. It's in Timbuktu. It's got to get shipped in, and it's going to take 3 weeks to get here. The crane operators 3 days out once you get it in. So if a unit fails and you haven't prepared for it, you're looking at a probably minimum of 3 weeks to a month getting it replaced. And that's been my experience in the past. In COVID, forget about it. You're waiting like 6 months to get a unit in, you know, if that. But oh well, we were able to get this new business, this client. I'm hoping I can get more clients like this, build relationships with more commercial companies. That would be cool. There really isn't anything like working for commercial. There is a level of satisfaction, but more of, you're not dealing with, and I don't want it to sound bad, because it's not bad, it's just a different aspect of this service business. But when you're dealing with homeowners in their home, you're dealing with their personal space, right? They're more emotionally involved in their system, in their own heat and air system, right? So you have to be more careful with your words. You have to, there's just a different way about dealing with a homeowner rather than just a service manager. Oh, that pipe is hot. You know, you kind of, if there's something wrong, in a place of business, you just kind of figure out the issue or issues, do your due diligence, and then you walk in and say, hey, this is the problem. This is what it's going to take to fix it. I can do it right now, or I can be back later. And it is what it is, you know. But with a homeowner, you got to be a lot more tedious, and I don't know. It's not manipulation. I'm not trying to say that at all. It's not manipulation. It's, you have to be more tender and say, you know, Miss Jones, I hate this for you, but you know, you have a refrigerant leak. You know, you've sprung a leak, and refrigerant isn't cheap. Neither is the repair, because it's very detailed. And this unit is 27-year-old. You know, it's going to cost you roughly X amount of dollars just to get it up and running again. But that's a X amount of dollars is, you know, it's 20% of what a new system would cost you, or whatever, 15% of what a new system would cost you. You know, you have to be more approachable, more, I don't know, I'm saying tender, more, you know, caring. You have to actually care, which I do. I've been in the residential game ever since I started HVAC, and I know it very well, and I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. I love making homeowners comfortable in their house. I really do. Creating solutions, not just cookie cutter installs. Creating solutions, like I'm always offering dehumidifiers here in the South, because I want their house to, I want it to feel perfect when they walk in. I want the house at 45% humidity, at 75 degrees, and you're gonna feel cold inside the house at 45%, 75 degrees. That's what I love. But the commercial side, it's a totally different game. It is what it is. Here's the repair cost, yay or nay. You get a approval, and bada bing, bada boom, you're on the job, you get it done, and you're out of there. So, anyways, all right, just pulling out of this forklift sales and repair place. That was a good job. It wasn't what I was expecting to do today. I didn't even necessarily have time to do that today, but we make it happen. You know, with these commercial projects, you're either going to do it or they're going to call someone else. And, you know, I'd rather get them going, have them as a client, and they can trust and depend on me for service in the future. And, you know, so anyways, I don't know. You know, everyone needs you right now, and that's the nature of this business. Everybody needs you right now, you know, and you can't, especially being one guy, you can't be everywhere at once. You just can't. And so you make your calls, you schedule the best you can, and then you know, if you're running overtime, and you know you're running into a scheduled appointment, you call, say, hey, I'm gonna have to bump back an hour, ran into an issue, but I'll see you soon, and you do the best you can. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel again. I always appreciate every view, every like, every comment. I really appreciate it. You know, it's like every day, every few days, I'll get on my channel and I'll look at the subscriber list. And the other day, I bumped up 30 subscribers in one day, and I was like, oh my word, like, I'm taking off, like, I'm famous.
Unknown caller.
And so,
No, it's not about that. But yes, it does motivate me to keep making videos. I really do like making videos. Just putting content out. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Some of you guys are. And I really like the feedback. Just commenting a question, or, you know, what you would do, or what you think about this or that. Hey guys, I love that. I love that. So, and if you do have a question, put it in the comment section, and I'll get back to you within a few days when I get some time. And yeah, let's have a community here, right? But guys, I'm gonna get to the next one. I've got a full list of places to be at right now. But anyways, as always, stay safe. God bless you. God bless your family, and God bless the USA. Woo! Go baby, right there. USA, USA, USA.